Good morning and welcome to the virtual public hearing of the Commission on Judicial Appointments. As Chief Justice of California, I serve as Chair of the Commission. The other members of the Commission are Attorney General Rob Bonta and Presiding Justice Arthur Gilbert. Janelle Baker serves as Secretary of the Commission. This hearing is to consider Governor Gavin Newsom's appointment of Judge Tari Cody to the Office of Associate Justice for the 2nd District Court of Appeal, Division 6. The Commission is in receipt of a letter from Governor Newsom appointing Judge Cody to fill a vacancy that was created by the retirement of Justice Stephen Perren. The state constitution specifies that an appointment by the governor to the Court of Appeal is effective when confirmed by the Commission on Judicial Appointments. The Commission has received correspondence pertaining to this appointment, and we made these letters available to the press and the public a few days ago. Pursuant to a request by Governor Newsom, the State Bar's Commission on Judicial Nominees Evaluation has undertaken an evaluation of the qualifications of Judge Cody for this position. Mr. Justin Palmer, Chair of the Commission, is present to share the results of that evaluation later in the proceedings. Judge Cody has asked that the following individuals be called to testify on her behalf. I will list the speakers and then call on each separately to present their testimony. Mr. Andrew Michael Wolf, Attorney at Law. The Honorable Stephen Perren, former Associate Justice of the Court of Appeal for the 2nd Appellate District, Division 6. And the Honorable Brian Back, former judge with Superior Court of California for the County of Ventura. We first invite Mr. Wolf to the podium.
Good morning to you all. My name is Andy Wolf. I'm an attorney who has been licensed in California for 47 years. It's an odd occurrence for me because I think I'm the only one participating in this hearing whose name is not preceded by the words, the Honorable. The upside to me for that is that I think I get to say things that the rest of you should probably not say in public. I did not know Judge Cody prior to her appointment to the Superior Court bench. I do not have a personal relationship with her. It is only professional. For the bulk of my practice, I have represented children, mostly in the dependency court, but in other areas as well. The first case where I met Judge Cody was right after she was appointed to the Superior Court, and she was assigned to a family law department. It was a child custody case, and she appointed me to represent the minor child. During the course of the hearing, the mother lied, the father lied, all of mother's witnesses lied, and all of father's witnesses lied. When we got to closing argument, I started by saying, we could spend some time trying to figure out who told the most credible lie. Judge Cody's immediate response was, oh, please do. At that moment in time, I knew that this was somebody I could work with in any and every case I had in my office. And as it turned out, because of her later assignment to the Juvenile Dependency Court, first for 6 years, and I think she's been back now for 6 years, I have 12 years of experience appearing in front of her pretty much 2 out of every 4 weeks during those 12 years. We recently had a local lawyer who passed away. and very well respected, known to all of us here in Ventura County. And there was a memorial written about him in our local publication from the county bar. And that individual loved playing softball. And there was a reference in there, in this memorial, in the Citation magazine, which described the about-to-be Justice Tari Cody, who played a mean third base and had a dynamite arm. I think this contributes to my opinion as to what fits as a criteria or as criteria for an appellate court appointment. That Judge Cody is eminently qualified for this position really requires no further comment. The fact that she has made it this far demonstrates her qualifications. So what I would like to do is tell you things that don't appear in any of the records, or at least to my knowledge, they don't appear in any of the records. Children who I represent, by and large, do not trust adults. It's the nature of juvenile dependency court. Judge Cody brought some interesting characteristics to the court, and it typically related to children who were a little older, many of whom were in high school, some in junior high, and it related to sports. And I would tell my clients, don't be surprised if Judge Cody starts asking you questions or talks to you about sports. And the usual response from my clients was, what does a girl know about sports? Well, in Judge Cody's situation, it's a lot. And what developed over the 12 years that I watched her in dependency court, she got to know these kids and they got to know her. And when these kids would come into court, she would start talking to them about their involvement in sports. And in some instances, she would do this before they even brought it up, because she would read the local newspaper and the write-ups of the games from the preceding week. It wasn't just football. It was basketball. It was baseball. It was volleyball. It was track and field. Kids knew that they were coming to court for an important purpose, that this was the person who was going to make decisions to protect them. These same kids also knew for the first time in many of their lives that this was an adult who took an interest in what they were doing and could talk to them about it. Had nothing to do with the findings and orders that the court might make. It had to do with demonstrating an interest in children that they had never experienced. These children wanted to come to court. And as easily as this happened with courts, I had an occasion with a very seriously emotionally disturbed little girl who came into court, and I boasted that the little girl had baked me Christmas cookies and nobody else in the courtroom got Christmas cookies. The next thing that happened was Judge Cody started talking with this little girl about baking Christmas cookies and dessert and bread. And this went back and forth for a while. And here was this little child who had no adult who would have ever expressed any interest in her. Having this stranger talk to her in a way that nobody had ever spoken to her about. These are qualities that are not learned. These are innate qualities that she possesses, and I would suggest that everybody in this room possesses those qualities as well. I know a number of you. I do not know all of you. But you either have these qualities or you don't. And she does, and you do. We're in a difficult time now, and it was not my intention to become political in today's comments. But we are seeing the judicial branches of government under attack. Many of those attacks are self-inflicted. And it becomes critically important that we have judges who can drop into an assignment with dignity, with intelligence, and with integrity. And Judge Cody fits that. And if you add into this the fact that she also plays a mean third base and has a dynamic throwing arm, then she belongs here. And the commission should approve her for this position without question or doubt. Let's do it and get it done. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wolf, for your comments. And I know as somebody who handles the cases that it's clear to us that you care about the children that you represent as much as the courts do. So thank you for your remarks. We next invite Justice Perren to provide his testimony.
Good morning. Bit odd standing here in front of Justice Gilbert.
You're not kidding. Boy, I'm used to seeing you over here.
Yeah, well, he's usually looking down at me, but from a different perspective.
No, I always listen to you.
Chief Justice Guerrero, Attorney General Bonta, and my friend and compatriot, Presiding Justice Gilbert. I listened with interest, and all of a sudden it dawned on me that this is Juvenile Court Celebration Day. Andy and I go back a long, long way. He's appeared in front of me many times, and his reputation as an advocate for children is beyond reproach. The man who will follow me is Judge Brian Back, who succeeded me as the juvenile court presiding judge in juvenile delinquency, and he did so reluctantly. I asked him when I was elevated to the Court of Appeal, would you please take the job? I trust you. Would you please have it? And he said no. He said, I have to talk to my wife about it. And that's a true story. He came back, he says, well, I'll give it a chance for a year. I think it was 5 years later he came out.
I just have to say, that the juvenile court, the entire complex, is named after you for the significant work that you did there. And I just have to acknowledge that for everyone who is viewing the ceremony. You made quite a difference there, and it's quite an honor.
Oh, thank you, Arthur. I am reminded that when that was announced, somebody named Corrigan called me, and she said, Perren, are you all right? I said, well, yeah, what? She said, they named the building after you. I thought you were dead. And as Justice Guerrero knows, that's pretty typical of Justice Corrigan. Disclosure, please. Judge Cody is my friend. I hold her in high esteem, and I respect and admire her work. Mr. Wolf has covered some of the territory I would cover from a different perspective. I left my seat on the Superior Court, on the Court of Appeal on August 1st. After nearly 40 years on the bench, both the Superior Court and the Court of Appeal, 22 of years were spent with jurists whom I admire, whom I respect, and whose friendship I embrace, and they're seated behind me. Our band of brothers, however, has rightly become a court of colleagues and reflects the seismic change that has occurred in the bench of California and of this nation. I believe Justice Cody reflects that change, and we are the better for it. She is dedicated to the safety and well-being of children. While the cases she decided, supervised, and managed were hardly high profile or legally challenging, they demanded the greatest judgment a jurist can exercise. She imposed life sentences on children who had neither voice nor recourse. It is rare to find a judge who volunteers to rush into that fire, then that frying pan, and then back again. The great jurist Len Edwards changed the attitude toward the dependency court. It is not a backwater place for judges to tolerate and then move on. It is what it ought to be, a sanctuary for our troubled, abandoned, and neglected children. It is not a trash can into which they are thrown and forgotten. Judge Cody took on duties of that judge, embracing the enormous responsibilities of the job. Like all judges of the dependency court, she vanished from public view. Her work was performed anonymously and superbly. She may have been invisible to the public, but Division 6, the court to which she now becomes resident, saw and admired her work. We know that she handed out not life sentences, but life-saving decisions. She confronted insoluble cases that would have challenged Solomon. But in making her decision, she brought not a sword to have the child, but wisdom and compassion to make the child whole. It is the toughest court in which a jurist can serve. Every day she decides where the child shall remain with its parents, always the hoped-for result, or grow up in a stranger's home, be embraced, and to be loved. And society does not know, nor should it. Well, Justice Cody, those days are over. Now you will work in concert with wonderful colleagues. Justices Gilbert, Yegan, and Baltodano are a challenge and a joy. You will be the better working with them. They will welcome you. It is a sea change in jobs. You confront all of society's ills, troubles, while reviewing the work of judges for their propriety, their accuracy, their fairness. You get to write the law of the state of California. I envy you the future that lays before you, and the society that will benefit from your wisdom and your scholarship. And I bring you the most treasured gift, the key to my parking space, which resides next to Justice Gilbert's, and which puts you in a perfect position to leave a number of dents to join those that I've placed upon it. Sometimes there are events to be celebrated. This is one of them. Treasure, remember it. It is the best job a judge can have. I congratulate you, and I welcome you to the bench. Congratulations. I encourage this commission to approve the appointment of this superb jurist to the Court of Appeal. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Justice Perren. And thank you for your 40 years of service. Although you cannot be replaced, it is fitting and an honor that this is a spot created by your retirement. We next invite Judge Back to provide testimony.
Good morning. My name is Brian Back. I'm a retired judge from the Ventura County Superior Court. And Chief Justice Guerrero, Attorney General Bonta, Justice Gilbert, it's really an honor, and I'm very happy to be here because Tari Cody has been nominated, and we sure hope we're going to get her confirmed here any minute. And it was 10 years out of my 20 years on the juvenile delinquency bench. I didn't think about that. We also have Judge Campbell sitting back there who sat in the dependency court, I think right before Terry. So it is a celebration of juveniles here. And as we know, many of us do act like juveniles sometimes on the bench. But I get a little ahead of myself because, as I said, she is currently nominated. We want to get her confirmed. And that reminds me, and judges and justices know this, and you'll remember this, when you're advised of your upcoming Jenny interview, you then, about a half a second before the interview, you are startlingly regaled with all the negative comments about you that has been received by Jenny. And I know we're going to hear from somebody from the commission in a short bit, but I had a sneak peek at the negative comments for Judge Cody. And before you make your decision, I think you need to know what they are. So I'm just going to go through a few of them. And number one, she works hard. I mean, she works really, really hard. Weekend hard, after hours hard. Many on our local bench, and that includes me, think she is in fact the hardest working judge on the bench. 2, she is passionate about her job, about the law, about getting it right for all the litigants who appear before her, all those kids that come before her. 3, she treats staff, attorneys, and even retired judges with dignity and respect. 4, she reads the statutes. She analyzes the statutes. She reads the cases. She analyzes the cases. She studies the nuances and the conflicting opinions, and she tailors her rulings to the unique evidence that she is presented with. 5, her breadth of legal experience is evidenced by her resume and will be extremely valuable as an appellate court justice. And in her latest assignment, juvenile dependency, she is, in fact, one of the top experts in the state. 6, she's a team player. 7, well, you get the point. Really, the only comments that can be made about Judge Cody are extremely positive. In 1985, I was on the management committee and the hiring committee of what was then the largest law firm in the county. And that's when I first met Judge Cody. We were about 3 minutes, maybe 2.5, into her employment interview. And I wanted to say to my colleagues, can we just stop right now? Can we go over here and huddle and look like we're doing something important and then just offer her the darn job? We cannot let this attorney go. And we didn't. And she didn't. And that's when I got to meet her. And that's when I got to work with her. And we worked together very well for many years. She was a great attorney. Then she gets appointed to the Ventura County Superior Court in 2000. And it's another happy moment for me because I get to be her mentor judge. The only problem with that was Terry would call and she would ask for my advice. And I would typically have to respond, come on. You're asking a question that we're all struggling with in the entire state. Why didn't you ask me a simple question so I can be a mentor hero and without having to do any research, give you the answer? Bottom line, she's good. She's really good. And I say that, as I said, after almost 40 years working with her, both as an attorney and as a colleague on the bench. And don't let her sometimes quiet approach fool you. She is quietly strong and confident. If the questions need to be raised, she raises them. If more analysis is required, she does it. If her head and her gut don't line up on a legal issue, she will continue to work on it until she gets it right. One quick story. If you're going to be adopted in Ventura County, you will be in front of Judge Cody, or you would have been in front of Judge Cody on a Friday afternoon. And when the adoption is completed, the adoptee will walk away with a very cute stuffed animal picked from a host of animals that adorn the courtroom. Well, as her mentor judge, I thought it was appropriate to provide my mentee, who I called my manatee, a gift. So I gave her a stuffed toy manatee. And one Friday afternoon, a visiting bailiff grabbed that manatee and included it in the stuffed animals in the courtroom. And wouldn't you know it, The little adoptee reached for that manatee. And although Terry's instincts were to grab the little water beast, I mean the manatee, not the girl, she didn't. She was just happy that the little girl loved the little guy. Now, as her mentor judge, I can't take full credit for her nomination to the appellate court, but I can at least provide her with an appellate-worthy manatee. I call her Judge Cody Odo. I hope to be calling her Justice Cody Odo. I would recommend that attorneys call her Justice Cody. She will be an excellent addition to the appellate court in the state of California. And while our local branch will be experiencing a significant loss, we will all be gaining from her confirmation to the appellate court. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge Back, for your remarks today and your insight as somebody who worked with her as an attorney as well as a colleague, and it sounds like a very fun mentor as well. The commission now invites the chair of the Judicial Nominees Evaluation Commission, Mr. Justin Palmer, for the report of the evaluation conducted by the commission.
Chief Justice Guerrero, Attorney General Bonta, Presiding Justice Gilbert. I am honored to present this report on behalf of the Commission of Judicial Nominees Evaluation to summarize the basis of the Commission's rating of Judge Tari Cody for the Office of Associate Justice, the Court of Appeal, 2nd Appellate District, Division 6. The Ginny Commission conducted its evaluation of Judge Tari Cody on April 23, 2020, unanimously finding her to be exceptionally well qualified for service on the 2nd District Court of Appeal. According to the Ginny Commission rules, the rating reflects the Commission's determination that Judge Cody possesses qualities and attributes of remarkable or extraordinary superiority that enable her to perform the appellate judicial function with distinction. Judge Cody was born in Inglewood and grew up in Glendora. Her father, who served in the United States Air Force, worked as a police officer for the Los Angeles Police Department. Her mother cared for her father after he suffered permanent injuries from a shotgun at point-blank range in the line of duty when Judge Cody was only 6 months old. Judge Cody credits her success to her high school volleyball coach, who gave her the confidence to believe she could accomplish whatever she set out to do. Judge Cody graduated cum laude with dual degrees in anthropology and economics from University of California, Irvine in 1981. She earned her JD in 1985 from Loyola Law School and was admitted to the bar that same year. Judge Cody began her legal career in 1985, handling a wide array of civil cases, including business litigation, labor law, insurance coverage, and professional malpractice. In 1994, she changed course and began representing public agencies as general counsel at special and general meetings, while managing all aspects of litigation involving water law and other local governmental issues. In 2000, Judge Cody was appointed to her current position as Ventura County Superior Court Judge. In this role, she managed child custody, dissolution, and child support cases while assigned to the Family Law Division, misdemeanor criminal trials in the Criminal Division, and appeals and petitions in the court's Appellate Division. She currently serves as her court's supervising juvenile judge. Beyond her duties as a bench officer, Judge Cody devotes a significant amount of time to legal judicial committees and community organizations. She served as professor of juvenile law at the Santa Barbara and Ventura campuses of the Colleges of Law, presented on several panels and webinars on the topic of juvenile dependency, and assisted with the California guardianship practice published by the Continuing Education of the Bar. In her spare time, Judge Cody enjoys reading novels, listening to podcasts, tending to her garden with her husband, fly fishing, and baking sourdough bread. I know this because I asked her about it. Judge Cody is a highly respected and seasoned bench officer with more than 2 decades of experience deciding cases across multiple areas of the law with integrity, humility, and compassion. The Commission's investigation and the effusive praise received from those who provided feedback revealed that she is hardworking, honest, ethical, introspective, collegial, and devoted to making a difference in the lives of people in Ventura County. From all this, the Commission determined that Judge Cody is exceptionally well qualified to serve on the 2nd District Court of Appeal. As Ginny Commission Chair, it is my honor and privilege to appear at the confirmation hearing of Judge Tari Cody on April 17, 2023, to testify as to the Commission's evaluation.
Thank you very much, Mr. Palmer, for your detailed report and the evaluation of the Ginny Commission. We now invite Judge Cody to present a statement, if you wish, and to answer any questions that the Commission may have.
Good afternoon. It's a privilege and an honor to be standing here before you. Chief Justice Guerrero, Attorney General Bonta, Presiding Justice Gilbert. Again, it's my pleasure to be before you as a nominee to the position of Associate Justice of the California Court of Appeal, 2nd Division, 2nd District, Division 6. I thank you for your time in evaluating my materials and nomination. I thank you, but I also thank your staff because I'm sure they assisted you with some of that work. I'm deeply grateful to Governor Gavin Newsom for his nomination of me to this position. And of course, that could not have happened without the dedicated work and assistance of his Judicial Appointments Secretary, Luis Cespedes, and Deputy Secretary Gonzalo Martinez, both of whom I also thank. I would like to thank Andy Wolf, Justice Stephen Perren, and Judge Brian Back for speaking on my behalf this morning. I don't think they kept their remarks to less than 3 minutes each, but they were pretty close. Their words today really humbled me. Each of these gentlemen has been a leader in their respective legal fields and positions, and I respect them immensely. I would like to acknowledge the Ginny Commission for their time and effort in considering my application and for the final conclusion of support, and especially Justin Palmer, who spoke just before me today. Thank you. I would like to thank those who wrote letters of support for my nomination. And I would like to thank my colleagues on the Ventura County Superior Court bench for your friendship and support. I want to thank the court also, the staff. I know that they were very supportive. As mentioned, I have served primarily as a juvenile court judge in the dependency assignment. And when you have that assignment, the attorneys that appear before you are regular attorneys. You see the same people week in and week out, so I like to refer to them as my attorneys. And I would like to thank them. I think our collaborative efforts achieved good results in helping many families, and I'm proud of what we have accomplished together. I would like to express my appreciation to my friends who are here today and anybody who's watching online. If you were able to make it, your presence and well wishes mean a great deal to me, and I am grateful for your support. Finally, to my mom and dad, who I'm not sure they figured out how to hit the link and connect. I hope they did. I hope you're watching. Thank you for everything you've done for me. It got me to where I'm at right now. I'd like to thank my sister, Tony, and my brother, Jay. I think they are also watching if they figured out how to use the internet. To my son, Tommy, who's here today from law school, missing classes, and I hope this will be a decent excuse for his professors. And to my husband, Bob, who has given unwavering support to me for everything I ever wanted to do, but especially this. I am deeply and profoundly grateful, honored, and humbled by all of the support, kind words, and encouragement that I have received. This is truly a dream come true. As a law student and lawyer, I would have never imagined this is where I would end up. If I am confirmed, I pledge to conduct myself with the highest ethics and to work diligently to deserve the trust placed in me to serve the people of California. I will strive to issue well-reasoned decisions based upon the rule of law and to always, always do my very best. I humbly submit on the record before you, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Judge Cody. Are there any questions from the panel?
Well, here I go again. I have a few dozen, but I'll try to keep it. Did you know that the presiding justice of Division 6 loves sourdough bread? So I expect, here again, I'm giving my vote away once again. I understand there's a volleyball championship coming up that you are participating in. Is that true?
Well, I have to talk to you about vacation.
Okay.
Confirmed.
I'm certainly glad it didn't conflict with this commission hearing. I can tell you that much. Now, you sat by assignment with us very recently, a couple of months. So what do you think? Come on, tell us. How is it working in Division 6? We're known for being somewhat of a unusual division.
Well, I don't have anything to compare it to, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the collaboration. I wish sometimes that some more people were in the building so I could walk down the hall, knock on your door, and pick your brain. But that can be done.
That's COVID for you.
I know. It's very different from sitting on the bench every day in the Superior Court, and especially in dependency. Very, very different. A lot more intellectual, a lot more reading and researching, but it's something I have aspired to do for a very long time, and I enjoyed it immensely. And I was very, very honored to have that opportunity, especially given what has happened, because I now know what I'm possibly getting into. And I enjoyed it.
And you did marvelous work, and it was such a joy having you here. Do you like your chambers? Okay, we're thrilled to have you here, and I just have to agree with everyone to congratulate the governor and the wonderful, redoubtable Luis Cespedes, the Judicial Appointments Secretary, who works tirelessly to give us some of the finest jurists in the state of California. We're a leader because of them, and we are so thrilled to have you here with us. It's just a joy. It was a joy to have you for the few months that you were here, and you're just part of the gang already. And so we're looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Justice Gilbert. Attorney General Bonta.
Well, good afternoon, Judge Cody. I'm grateful to have the opportunity to be part of your confirmation hearing with your colleagues and friends and family. And thank you for your many years of service and commitment to our children and our families. And I enjoyed hearing from the witnesses in support. I had one question for you related to maybe something you don't often hear about, but perhaps you do. Your experience with sports growing up and through college, playing volleyball and basketball in college. Of course, you had to have played at a very high level, and it sounds like you still play. As someone who had the opportunity and privilege of playing soccer growing up and in college and a little bit beyond, I feel it's had a real impact on me. But I'd love to hear your opinion about how sports, maybe team sports, maybe coaches and mentors, has impacted your career and your role as a judge.
I get asked that not infrequently. I think one answer I could give you is I really like rules. And I like when people follow the rules. And if you succeed by following the rules, that's the best way to succeed. So I think that's impacted me directly in what I do now. I really consider myself a rule follower. I think I also have learned to work with people in different situations, whether it's as opposing teams. There's ways to compete and there's ways not to compete. And I think I have learned the best way to compete is to treat your competitors with respect. And even if they beat you or you beat them, as long as you approach it that way, the result is less important, I think. So I think I've learned that from participating in sports all my life and continuing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Attorney General Bonta. Judge Cody, I was interested in reading your very impressive background, and you've sat on a variety of assignments in juvenile, as has been mentioned, family, civil, criminal. Probate wasn't mentioned, but I wouldn't be surprised if you've been studying that on your spare time. If you could speak to how those experiences have helped you and how you think that will assist you in your new role as an appellate justice.
So a little hard to hear you, but I think you're asking about my experiences in the different assignments and how that's affected me.
Yes, and how it will help you in the future.
I think that's one of the reasons, frankly, I was even considered for this position, because I do have a wide variety of experience in law and lots of areas of law. And although I have not sat in a probate assignment, I have at least done one probate trial, maybe several on this when I was sitting in a civil assignment. So, and that frankly is one thing I'm looking forward to if I'm confirmed, is the wide variety of issues in the law that I will be faced with and having to address. I think I've touched almost everything in the Superior Court, every issue, every legal field. And I think that will serve me very, very well, because I hope it will help me to be able to recognize things more quickly as issues than I otherwise would have been able to.
Thank you very much. This completes the list of witnesses who are testifying here today. Are the members of the commission ready to vote?
Yes.
Yes.
All in favor of confirming Judge Tari Cody for this position, please say aye.
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 Aye. On this record and the correspondence received, the commission finds Judge Tari Cody qualified to be an Associate Justice for the Court of Appeal, 2nd Appellate District, Division 6, and we confirm her appointment. Congratulations, Justice Cody. The formal portion of the hearing. Thank you. The formal portion of the hearing is adjourned. And ladies and gentlemen, Justice Cody has asked Presiding Justice Gilbert to administer the oath of office. The paperwork has been completed remotely. So whenever you're both ready, you can please proceed. Thank you.
Okay. I'm going to be swearing you in. Would you like to come up to the bench, please?
We're going to be here.
What? You want me to come down there?
No, you stay there and I'll be here.
Oh, okay. I'm going to swear you in from the bench, and you're going to be there. That's right. And your son and husband are helping enrobe you. I think I'll stand up. I don't know if everyone can hear me. And please take the oath of office and repeat after me. I, Tari Cody.
I, Tari Cody.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support and defend.
That I will support and defend.
The Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution of the State of California.
And the Constitution of the State of California.
Against all enemies.
Against all enemies.
Foreign and domestic.
Foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith.
That I will bear true faith.
And allegiance.
And allegiance.
To the Constitution of the United States.
To the Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution of the State of California.
And the Constitution of the State of California.
That I take this obligation freely.
That I take this obligation freely.
Without any mental reservation.
Without any mental reservation.
Or purpose of evasion.
Or purpose of evasion.
And that I will well and faithfully.
And that I will well and faithfully.
Discharge the duties.
Discharge the duties.
Upon which I am about to enter.
Upon which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations, Justice Cody.
Thank you, Justice Gilbert. And Justice Cody, you're welcome to make any remarks.
And you've got your Manti Bear. Any parting?
Would you like to make any remarks at this time?
Oh, well, first of all, I would like to thank everybody that's here for coming and anybody who's still online and listening and watching. A lot of my remarks ahead of time, or my original remarks, thanked many people, but I would like to thank my new staff.
May I suggest you turn around so we can so the people can see you on the.
Okay, I would like to thank my new staff who's sitting in the back. I've thanked my speakers and my family and my friends. I realized in preparing for this hearing, I watched many other hearings to see how it was done. And then I stopped right after they finished giving their speech before the confirmation vote. So I didn't know that there was a speech later. So I've thanked most people already ahead of time, but I'm just incredibly honored to be given this opportunity. And I thank the members of the commission for their vote today and confidence. And I think I'll end it there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the day and celebration with your family. We'll be in recess until the next closure hearing.